I mean, being on the council and stuff, we got a lot of money. People want stuff for the schools. We have a hard time getting money, revenue in all the time. Commercial property is the best way to get revenue. We're not a bedroom community. You want to be a bedroom community, we have to raise the taxes, everything else. We have, where do you put commercial property? The business highway, on business highway, which we have been doing. We did it at Anchor Subaru. We did it at the church. And we did it because it's on business highway. You don't put businesses on back roads. They want a highway. Another thing is, oh, we're gonna reserve this spot. This spot, where if you go into Uxbridge, they're cleaning us out. They took Flag RV, they've taken everything out, they've cleaned us out. They're all getting great benefits. And some of the North Smithfield people that are on there, they have to suffer and we get no benefits. Burrville's doing a great job going up the highway. We had a lot of people right over the line. So we have a piece that's valuable for business highway. We should be using it. And as far as if you have light that's coming in your bathroom and stuff, well, the trees are thin, but I gotta tell you, the best sound would be a big building right in front of it. And it's gotta go through zoning. So, I mean, if you don't like what's going in there, you can come and say, hey, we don't like this, whatever zoning it is, you do. But, it's like, are we gonna keep giving the other towns, they're laughing at us. We need revenue, he's gonna put a nice house in there. Do we love the lot? No, but we're forced, and did I say that? If the access is from 102?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Want to know why? Because we had to do that. What? I am an honest man, and that's why I hope everyone's listening. I'm not trying to be a jerk, I mean, I got friends on both sides. John Perry is a great friend of mine. John's a friend of mine. I just want to do the fair thing. Business highway is what it is, and I mean, to let someone else take our business highway and then it gets used for nothing. Here we are trying to make a nice community. We're not gonna, that's all we can do. It's gonna be cut 150 just for that driveway, which, just for the driveway for this. So that's a total buffer right there. Plus the building's gonna be a buffer. You'll probably have less noise than ever, in my opinion. And as far as the back access road, there's 23 feet. That's right, it's not a conforming lot. That's why they had to do 150. But could we have done that? Well, you know what? We have the best planning board around. The chair's unbelievable. We haven't had a planning board this good in a long time. And we have a great planner. They all worked together, came up with a solution, and they said, this is a good way to go. It's a legal way, it's a good way, and all of these experts said it was okay. Who are we to say, oh, these guys are wrong? You know what I mean? And as far as pushing snow, if the snow's at the end of a dead end now, 128 feet is going to help you tremendously. You're going to have 128 feet to push. And do we want it on John's septic system? No. We want it at the end. Push it all the way to the end with proper drainage, everything. So you get proper drainage, everything you can. What else can you ask for? And like I said, not only do we get the commercial use, but we get a house that's going to be pretty nice in there, that's going to be a good good taxable income too. So I mean, I'd rather have something in there getting us some money, so when I get notes in the mail saying, please support the school, please give them 4%, let me tell you something, we're up for increases on a lot of things. We need all the money we can, all the business we can to help offset this so we can build nice schools and have nice things for this town. And like I said, if we want to just be a bedroom community, how do you pay for this? How do you pay for the police cars, the trucks that they have now? This place is on the up and up. You can't just be a small community and say, we don't want this, we don't want that. You know, I mean, I don't think you'll ever have a thing like Stop and Shop has over there. That's a tough situation, which we're gonna work on, which I won't be, but some other good people will. But honestly, it can never be like that over there. And believe me, if you ever met John's wife, she's not gonna stand for any problems over there either. They're gonna have a nice house. It's going to be clean, and it's going to be, I guarantee, be a good neighbor. So, I mean, that's all I can really say. But to let this not be business highway all day long. If he does build the road, and it goes 28 feet, hey, build the road. If he doesn't get access to the road until it's done and engineered properly, that's fine. But, you know, grant the business. But we have to get some income in here. And I don't think it's going to be a problem. Thank you.
Ms. Pendergast, hold on 1 second. Just going to let you answer that.
Mary Valley, and perhaps we'll be a little less nervous now. 13 Sunnycrest. Mr. Zielinski asked about the traffic. There is a bus stop. All the kids in the neighborhood, there's about 8 or 9 cars. I see them in the afternoon when they come in, and they are all little children. I am not sure if the high schoolers still get on the bus right on 102. So, you do have a lot of traffic. I can't think of the word that I want to say. Mr. McGee's saying about the business. When I was on the budget committee, I remembered when Walmart first went in, the amount of charges that went to the police department, I forgot if it was 30, 60, it went up exponentially. I can tell you right now, at that corner, Sunnycrest, some of us, and I was talking to a neighbor over here, and most of my neighbors are against it also, we have to get out on the highway on 2 wheels. There's a lot of times I have almost gotten sideswiped or T-boned or however you want to say it. I'm the next street over from Mount Pleasant. There's no way you can put a stoplight right where I am. And the way it is now, coming from Cumberland Farms and coming from Mount Pleasant, it is literally a guess to get out. And if somebody speeds up coming through the light, forget it. So you have kids in the morning on 102 for the high school, and then you have Carlton and all the kids are there, the parents are there, they're on both sides of the street. And our neighbors that we put rocks because they did not want people parking. I understand that, so they tried to kind of drain in something two-step there. So about the money, I understand every town needs money, but somehow I think we need to look at, you know, the costs that might be involved, like police, like rescue, like whatever else is going on, because it is so busy there. Commercial, like I said before, we don't know what kind of commercial. What if it's like a Taco Bell or a Honeydew Donut? Would the traffic be even worse than what it is now? If it's a car lot, I don't know. But like I said, there are a lot of kids, people, all the houses right from Cumberland Farms up. They were on the market and they were sold right away because people want to live there. There are still families living on 102 and they love it there. So I think that we should keep the whole area residential. I mean, I understand about commercial, but if we have Walmart and Kohl's, I forget the name if that's Dowling Village, if we have the neighborhood, why can't we keep things more in those areas and keep this part more residential? Office buildings are one thing. You know, they're fine, they go home at night, it's not the same thing. And that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Anybody have any? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Pendergast?
Good evening, Ray Pendergast, Public Works Director. Obviously, we have 2 issues here, so I'll address the one issue that falls under my jurisdiction is CARLTON. Let me just say that this situation on CARLTON is not unique in this town. We have a lot of dead-end roads where we back trash trucks and plow trucks out of roadways. With that, I inherited those roads. And I've always said that moving forward, I make corrections where I can make corrections. So Back when I testified at the planning board meeting this past summer, the initial plans called for a driveway past where it kind of dead ends now with the so-called drainage that was done probably back in the 90s, which is a file that was just put on my desk this afternoon that I have not reviewed, which I would love to review. On a side note, if the town is going to maintain this road and extend this road, I don't believe a driveway is the way to go. I think we should, if we're going to, or the council's going to move forward with this, let's extend the road under the plans that we already have, whether it's 20 feet to 25 feet, the 50-foot right-of-way that everybody talks about with Mr. Perry's shed or garage. That's a right-of-way. As Mr. Zelinski said, you've got 30, 10, and 10. That's basically what it is. The garage is not in the middle of the road, as some people have led to believe. We would be happy with a 20 to 25-foot road extended to the end of the road for a dead end. I will not approve or put my signature on anything until I have plans from a certified engineering firm submitted to my office, and the town engineer on our behalf submits, it looks these plans over and approves them. That's where I come from. I'm not going to put my name on a road where at the end of the day, the water is flooding the people in Georgiana and the Perry residents for a driveway at the end. I'm sure we could work this out. I have no objection to a driveway at the end of a dead end, but I think that there has to be engineered plans that have to be reviewed for the roadway and the drainage work. No different than any other road that I would have to complete in this town.
So that brings up a question. So, Mr. Pendergast, the proposed 128.5 foot improved road, that's a paper road, it's town-owned, so what would have to happen? That paper road would have to be abandoned, and the abutters on both sides would have first opportunity to get 50% on each side of that center line going down that road. So that would be, I guess, Mr. Perry and Mr. Inez, if you're going to abandon, because they are the abutting property owners currently. So that brings up another one.
If the council was going to abandon the road, I think that was one of the first options that we kind of threw on the table, that where the road presently ends, right past Mr. Perry's driveway, if this was going to continue into a driveway situation to the end of the road, my suggestion was abandon it to the two abutting property owners and let it go. Now the town has no skin in this game. That doesn't sound like that's the way it's going right now.
It doesn't sound Mr. Russo's proposal, because if the property goes to Mr. Perry and Mr. Inez,
Right.
then how is he going to put a driveway through it?
Exactly right. And that was an initial thought from my office, but then the more we reviewed it, that's not the way it should be. If in fact this is going to continue to be a town road, like I just said, then we need to have this brought up to our standards and completed, and then we'll go from there.
At a narrow width.
A narrow width, I would say, we have a lot of roads in town that are 20, 23, 25 feet. I mean, we have roads that are 16 feet wide. I mean, granted, I think the regulations are, like you said, I think it's 30. That road, it's a wide road, CARLTON. And I got to be honest with you, there's some data back in the 92s that kind of, when Mr. Perry was putting his house in, that kind of plays into this a little bit, where I'd like to review that and move forward. But I don't think we have an objection from the town standpoint of extending this road, as long as it's done the right way.
It's no different than any other road that...
No, I mean, we have plenty of these roads. I mean, you know, I don't want to keep repeating myself because it's getting late, but I have trash trucks backing out of a lot of roads. I'm not saying it's the greatest way to do it, but it is what it is. There's no school bus that goes down that road. I wouldn't want a school bus to go down that road. But if we're going to do it, let's do it right.
I mean, what I'm saying is no different than anybody else that was building a development. If they wanted to build a road, and then have the town take it over. You just ask them to meet the same standards.
Correct.
Anyone else? First of all, does anybody else on the council have any more questions? So you can come up.
Jay Rodovitz, a butter. Known John and his father a long time. This proposal is twofold. It's allowing John to build a house and rezoning this to business highway. I live here. Why do we need to rezone this to business highway? I don't have a problem doing businesses up here, because there are already businesses over here. But abutting Mr. Coney's property and John's property, I'm not in favor of making that business highway. Because I don't know what could potentially go back there. It's zone residential now. I propose to keep that residential. I'm not against commercial up top here along 102. Zone residential, I don't have a problem with John building a house behind my house. It's already zoned that way, as long as it's done properly. But changing this to business highway, who knows what could go back there? 10, 20, 30 years, who knows what could go back there? Up here, along 102, I don't have a problem with that. But I don't know what will happen in my backyard after this gets changed from business highway. It's residential now, why change it? Why do we need to change way back here to business highway?
Right now, this is
Mr. Roberts, you said you're in a butter. Roberts?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Roberts.
It's lot 374.
I see what you're saying. Thanks.
That's a good question, and I'm gonna ask about that. As soon as you step down, I'm gonna have a question.
But like I said,
Well, I understand the reason why. The reason why is because that's the plot, so. But if Mr. Russo, would you be opposed to some kind of buffer in the agreement, like I don't know, 300 or 400 foot buffer? I don't know.
Or shrinking the business.
We would
So-
not be able to.
Squaring it off.
Right.
That's squaring off the lot itself.
Honestly, if we could get rid of this up front here, and we came across here, to this corner, we would not have a problem with that. So this way here, the commercial stays up front, the house stays back here, and we get to use the road. From this corner to this corner, we would not be against that. And then this, as Mr. Roberts is talking about, stays above, stays a big one. We're just trying to build a
Mr.
house.
Travis, can we send this back to planning and do something just like you just said? That seems to be what the problem that everybody would agree with, is that the business highway is why does it have to go so far back then to touch these people's property? So why can't we make the residential more rectangular and shrink the business highway?
It's all residential now.
Yeah, it's current.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
I
that's
don't have a problem with the highway being a business highway.
yeah, and I don't think
Yeah, it would create more traffic,
Yeah, but there's traffic
what
from
goes back there,
property.
but if we allow this to go all the way back to the end of my property, we could potentially get a Old Dominion freight line. Who knows, right?
Exactly.
We don't
I don't
know.
want it.
We don't know.
Now, just to try to answer the question, of course, me and Mr. Russo, the first day I met him, we had conversations about doing just that, just connect those 2 points. This is what went to the planning board. It's now for you. Now, the planning board, again, that one condition, they're giving, as they should, deferring the entire road composition, how that ends up being to the council. If you were to request that the parcel configuration or the zone district configuration change, I'm sure you could send that back to the planning board. Right, Dave? I mean,
Make it a condition.
we're just trying to correctly follow the procedure, and I think we've done that, but I knew this was going to happen. We had this conversation. So, but yeah, you can kick back things to the planning board as you wish. Sure.
So, Mr. Russo, are you amenable to changing and squaring off that lot and keeping that all residential back there?
We're not, what about this?
You keep it's currently residential, so.
It's currently residential. If I get the frontage back, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, you would get it back.
But we don't have the frontage for this lot.
No, that becomes the abandonment of the town road, and that's the sticky point, because the neighbors would have first right, Mr. Russo, Mr. Perry, and Mr. Inez.
You're not going to abandon it.
Can't abandon the road, I have 26 feet on it.
There wouldn't be a bad.
Oh, yeah, forgive me, yep,
I have 26 feet on that road.
yep.
Does that work?
It
I don't know
doesn't
if
give the
it's
frontage.
down.
I'm not going to be here to make that call, but it would for me.
My only point to the council on that is, that it's not like they don't have. My only point to the council that is that there is sufficient lot of
Can't, there's too much background noise.
Can you hear me now? My only point to the council is that we be creating a situation where we don't need sufficient lot with lot frontage. However, the council has the authorization to give special exceptions to the zoning ordinance pursuant to the zoning law, a zone change. Meaning we are creating a lot that doesn't necessarily have to meet that, but that would be something we saw at the council. But just be aware of that, because then you go to the zoning board. If that's the route you end up going to the zoning board, now you've got to prove that there's hardship associated with the land. It's kind of difficult when you're creating the hardship. So it would have to be something we need the permission of the council, and not go to the
But
zoning board.
currently, there is no hardship. It is zoned residential. There's no hardship right now.
But we're not creating any situation of hardship
Yeah,
either.
but by looking for a minor subdivision, cutting off a piece and creating a residential property, there's no hardship right now. That land can be used for residential.